right.
So retainers, the service we just got, are people you can hire. They don't cost you anything, but you can hire them. You can hire up to two for free, and they can sell things for you on the market board. And you can assign them a class. You can train them in a class, but only a class that you've unlocked. You can assign them that class and then send them out on what's called ventures. And what ventures are expeditions that take a certain amount of time, be it 1 hour or up to 18 hours. And on these ventures, they gain experience and they can bring you back items that you can use in crafting or items you can sell, rare items. So you want to send them out on these ventures and have them go on these adventures and gather resources and materials for you. And then that levels them up, enabling them to go on bigger and better ventures. The only stipulation is the level of your retainer cannot exceed your level. So say my Marauder, my class that I am right now, say I had it at level 90. I could train my retainers to be Marauders, and they could reach level 90. But if I had another class, say a Monk or a Bard, that was only level 25 or 30, I could still have my retainers become that class, but they would only be able to get to level 25 or 30 until I level up those other classes myself. So it's kind of cool. The more classes you level up, the more options you have for your retainers. Let's talk to Minfilia. We scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Soothing. I will go whither the wild rose blooms. There you go, that's nice and poetic, and it uses their password, so they know I'm serious.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Sharlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Sharlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them. Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea. When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popolimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there!
Welcome!
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night.
Here is Urianger. He only speaks in quotes from movies from the 1940s.
The words of a dear friend. I am glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family. But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence. Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day. However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emolja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ulda.
Ever at your service, dear fellow.
So these are the scions. The scions you meet in the different starting cities. We started in Limsa, so we got to meet Y'shtola. But if you start in Ulda, then you get to meet Thancred first. And if you start in Gridania, you have the pleasure of Ida and Papalimo to meet. And each one of them goes along with the unique stories of each starting city. And then they all coalesce here at the start of the big central story. That started with us doing the dungeons. So now we're here investigating the primal Ifrit. So let's talk to Thancred. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe are to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is likely that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends at Amagini and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abduction should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so that would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isambard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. Alright, let's go to, I think it's Eastern Thanalan, and speak with Isambard at Camp Drybone. Well, we made it to Camp Drybone, so let's attune to this Aetheryte real quick, and then we can find Isambard and talk to him. And there he is, right there. How convenient. Alright, Isambard, tell us about these abductions. Aye, I'm Isambard. Here to search for the missing folk, I take it? Minfilia sent word that an adventurer fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amalja. It seems we know who the culprits are, at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victims safely returned. Let us get right to it then. Minfilia names the Amalja culprits in all this. You would do well to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Amalja hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers of the Church of Santa Landama, innocents wishing no more than pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the dead before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Amalja still linger. Would you secure their remains for me, friend? You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Amalja seek in this area. Alright, we have to go to the eastern road and retrieve 3 ripe corpses. Oh, that sounds just awful. But we gotta do what we gotta do. We are adventurers and we take all jobs, no matter how small and menial and pointless. We take them and we smile. Oh, glowy purple ring. You know what that means. Alright. Corpse number 1. Corpse number 2. And corpse number 3. All corpses collected. Let's head back to Isambard. Alright, Isambard, we got your corpses. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? Yep, they turned into flowers. With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find the way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Amalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take the quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Amalja remaining after all. I feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? How would we discover indeed? What say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find the reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There is a merchant by the name of Ungust who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak to you. Alright, let's go talk to Ungust, who has an unfortunate name. Oh! It's the creepy asshole. Blech. Well, gods be damned. You're the bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Ulda. I didn't threaten you. I beat up your bodyguards because you were about to take advantage of a woman. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours, Isambard. Folk around here are as wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before, what with all the disappearances. You can go talk to him yourself if you don't believe me. Alright, he's an unpleasant man with an unpleasant name. I guess they match. Let's talk to some of the locals. But please, sir, just leave me be. Alright. Devious derelict. I've nothing to say but this. Thal take whoever or whatever's been feeding off us low folk. Yeah, that's right, you get them. Petrified pauper. What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Alright. Not the usual interactions I have with people, but I guess these people, there's been a lot of kidnappings and murders and stuff, so they're rightfully on edge. But we can see if we can help them. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place isn't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. Costa del Sol is a seaside resort from, I think it was originally in Final Fantasy VII? The original Final Fantasy VII for PS1, but it's in this game too. Welcome back, Soothing. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from Ungust. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Alright. Let's talk to the clergy. If we would know what the common folk speak to their gods, we've no better place to ask than the Church of Saint Adama La Danima. It is a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as you are headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Alright, this is corpse number 4 we're gonna handle. Seek out a man named Marcus. He tends the graves in the lich yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. Alright, so corpse number 4, we're just gonna haul that up here to the church. Is 4 corpses, if you handle 4 corpses in one day, is that enough to put, like, mortician on your business card? Would I be okay to do that? Or should I just stick with a plain, like, I'm an adventurer business card? Because I think it would be cool to be adventurer / mortician. I think that would be pretty neat. / painter of human entrails, because that's also what I do. This guy, Marcus. I am Marcus, yes. A body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, sir. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. Oh, we have to bury the body too. Okay, so we are a adventurer / painter / mortician / whatever you call people who bury bodies. Undertaker? Like the wrestler? Maybe. Oh, I just put the corpse down. I didn't bury it. There we go. Now it's buried. Now we can head back to Marcus. When I first played this game, I thought, because they use a lot of French in Final Fantasy, and so I thought Marcus was pronounced like Marquois or Marquis or something like that. But no, I looked up the pronunciation, and it's just Marcus. May they all walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orson can. She has been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me. You will find Sister Orson within the church walls. Alright, weirdo. Mumbling to himself. Sister, I hear you have done us a service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude, and extend it to Isambard when next you see him. You seek knowledge of missing Drybone inhabitants? It is true I am closer to the people than any other of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper, Thal, I am the medium through which they do. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Marcus would be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. Okay, so Marcus has seen some shit. While tragic, I fear such behavior ill befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense to his conduct. I must have words with Marcus, and soon. Okay, well, if he's like a calamity survivor, maybe cut him a break. I don't really see why you gotta give him a hard time after the shit he's been through. But I mean, almost everyone in the realm is a calamity survivor, so I guess you just gotta pick and choose your battles. Alright, let's go speak with Isambard. Isambard, we buried that body. Thank you, Soothing. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn aught of the missing common folk? You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Soothing? Hey, Thancred. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I too spoke with Ungust, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to his notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service of the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good sister Orson herself? Orson? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on this rose. So Thancred thinks Sister Orson is the one kidnapping people. Still, the Lich Keeper, Marcus, I'd swear to the 12 I've seen that face elsewhere. Sister Orson, it cannot be, though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it cannot be she. Could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that she is fond of. Pray, seek out the boy, Soothing, and see if you cannot glean something from him about Orson's activities. Alright, let's head back out into the wilderness, get to the Golden Bazaar, and speak to this child. You, uncombed urchin. Where is Sister Orson? Please help. Sister Orson went out on her own and hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order and the other side. I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Great. Let's go find the sister. Hopefully she hasn't been eaten or, I don't know, kidnapped, since kidnapping seemed to be a big thing around here. Let's go. Oh, it looks like we got a purple circle. And everybody knows what purple circles mean. Easy peasy. Orson, I'm here to rescue you from these zombies. You were the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. Seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It's a ring given him by his mother before she passed. I will see it safely back to him. Okay. Well, I guess if she's getting attacked by monsters while finding lost rings for orphans, she's probably not the kidnapper? I mean, probably. Like 86% sure she isn't the kidnapper. Isambard, we found the sister. She was doing good things. Sister Orson was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans, and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. You're right, not the dastardly deeds. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orson. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now, on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he will be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. Alright, let's go Speak with Thancred. Thancred, what are you doing creeping around out here? Ah, there you are, Soothing. So good of you to come. Indeed, I've heard all about the good Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. Whilst following Sister Orson near the Gold Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Soothing. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Okay, let's go take a look inside the Amalja encampment. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? This leaflet. See the wealth of Null to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Null Thal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Pray, take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let's see what Sister Orson makes of it. Okay. So we have someone maybe pretending to be clergy members to gain the trust of locals and then maybe kidnap them. So maybe it's not just the Amalja kidnapping people. Maybe there's some more nefarious deeds going on, huh? We will find out as soon as we talk to Sister Orson. Alright, where is the good sister? Not in here. Here she is. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? Here, check out this leaflet. What is this? Blasphemous. These are not our teachings at all. This is not made by any true brother or sister of the Order. Of that I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive the people? Yeah, I think that's what's happening. The plot thickens, Soothing. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt and irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard what we have learned here. Great. Let's go talk to Isambard. Isambard, there's fake priests running around. Posing as a priest? To think... These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Soothing. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. Hey, level up. Level 29. God, we are almost level 30. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity. Nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. Our suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Soothing and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls needing of succor. Ah, I dare to hope that this will yield us the answers we seek. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, so long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. Ew. Wait. Are these the clothes of those dead people we buried? Is that what this is? I think these are dead people clothes. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. Listen, Soothing. So as to lay the foundation for our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Isambard lent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us.